Uh, okay, we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's Alex. I'm back here writing the Mac version of my game, Escape Velocity, all handmade. If you'd like to join me this morning, I've got my morning tea, some nice pu'er. This is like the last of my big pu'er cake. I'm going to have a most delicious sip of it. And you can too if you just pretend that we're whatever you're drinking is the same as what I'm drinking. You know, we can kind of coordinate here, right? So I'm gonna sip and you sip too. Okay. All right. Oh wow, yeah, it has notes of tea to it or coffee, maybe. Perhaps water. One of those things. Anyway, here is our Mac port of the game. Doesn't look like much right now, does it? It is I've just done a little bit over the weekend to kind of get this thing working here. 1 second, just got a buzz. Something stupid. I'm gonna set my alarm. Okay. Um, so basically, all we have right now is kind of just like some stub stuff that we want in here is some stub stuff that we hope is going to be able to launch uh, a window for us in Mac OS. Um, so the problem is, I ran through all that and it didn't work. This was not able. Running the executable that I compiled out of this entry point did nothing. Um, it like you could tell it was like halting execution of like the parent process, so of like whatever shell I ran it from. But no window pop up, no nothing. Um, Process created, but it doesn't look like it sort of worked. So, I thought I think I think in Mac, I think in Mac OS they want you to do like the whole app bundling thing before they actually let you open a window. It is kind of like my assumption. I don't know if that's totally correct, but then I kind of went down that path, and I got but we built out the build script here a little bit to do most of these things, and so here you go. Um, so found a couple things, all thanks to Ted once again with his 2D pixel art game template. Who he made this all like very publicly available and pretty streamlined to do from his stuff. So thank you once again, Ted. Um, Most of this is just like a slimmed down version of kind of what he was doing. But we were able to find so the app uh the dot app file, right, in Mac. This is like how apps are kind of bundled and distributed. It's like when you download something off the Mac App Store, it's like that. When you download like an installer, you do that like that meme where you drag the dot app into into the applications folder and then it's in there. And so literally it's like all self-contained in the folder, but it's sort of abstracted away from the user as a quote unquote application, even though it's really just like it's really just a folder, right? That kind of launches into some executable. So we were able to find in all that stuff, created that directory structure, found the compiler and linker flags we'd be looking for. So it does look like with um, the Mac version of Clang, you have some extra things to toggle that are like specific. So you have like these frameworks. So uh, these are big like standard libraries, right, for doing stuff that I'm sure this like dash framework is abstracting a whole bunch more dash L's and dash I's and all that crap. We had the C++ standard, and then also we had some stuff like this is like like the minimum version of Mac OS to use. Um, I thought there was something for like Objective C version as well. It could be mistaken. But yeah, that's like pretty much the skinny there. Um, so we're running everything through this build script, and we are generating in build here. We're generating a couple things. We're generating this game executable is supposed to be that one chunk of code that opens a window that gets copied into game.app, and then inside of here, we are copying the executable in. But if you notice when we try to run it, the the application is claiming it doesn't have an executable. Uh, I'm guessing there's a couple things going on, right? If I were a guessing man, I sure am. Um, what likely the problem is um, you know, there's no uh like I think info plist file or whatever to just tell it um to tell it what is that default executable. So if we look here, Ted's got like a whole folder of other crap that gets packaged into the app bundle. And I think the plist one is where um, a lot of this stuff is coming from. So if you look here, it's got like a bunch of version metadata stuff, all XML'd, some copyright stuff. Oh, that's interesting. He had it already set to K Factory at this point. Um, and the name of the the executable. I thought it was in here. Pretty sure it was in here. Ah, yes, there it is. Right there. CF bundle executable. So I think we have to pull this in as well, and then set all this stuff to the things that we want, right? Um, and hopefully that just works. I don't think we need to do like this yet, or this one, or that. Um, it may. We'll see if we can get away with not having an app icon if it like just gets so mad at us um that for not having that, then we just pull one in. That's fine. So we will grab that, copy that to our spot, handmade slash res slash info dot list. Okay, again like that. Of course not. Okay. So now we've got our folder with this plist in here. So let's just go like screw around with some stuff here. So yeah, again, like it might freak out with no icon, but we'll see if it's just fine. I think it's just called game right now. CF bundle name. Well, change it. That's not a real thing, but oh well. Okay, so that's hopefully hopefully that kind of just sorts itself out. And then let's see where this kind of gets copied into. So here we go. So we copy that. Um, and we'll just do that. But I think we do need to. Oh, it is just called game info. Okay. Like I think we might need to change the thing to game, and then we go like so. Okay, let's try that. No such file or directory. Let's see. What did it? What did it not like? All right. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Why doesn't it like that? Copy main. Oh, because it's not called main anymore. It's called game. Uh, Make it all game everywhere. Okay. So that did not seem like it really worked, did it? Oh well. Oh, here we go. Um, well, so the app bundle's open. Um, but it does not appear. It does not appear like the window is open here. So that kind of sucks. But that's progress. I mean, that like kind of works a little bit better, right? Let's get out of there. Um, let's see. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. Who did all of that? Stupid Apple. Stupid Apple. I don't want it to have staged all this crap. Alright, give me 1 second. Default is killing me here, bro. Ugh, none of these are. Oh no, some of these are binary. Okay, we have to fix that. So I'm not committing all that crap in here. Always forget how to do this. Git restore. All right, so here we go. Oh god, did it just delete all that stuff? Oh shit. Oh no, we're good. Okay, Mac bundle creating that. We will get rid of this stupid viewbot thing. Okay. Yeah, we won't commit that. I just made an Xcode proj just to see what it looked like. And because we'll need it eventually to run like a debugger, but we don't need it right now, so that can just stay doing nothing. Okay, so well that's good. This is like working working well enough to um do kind of the thing we wanted it to do. Um so we'll call that. We don't really need that one right now. So I guess, again, you have to figure out why the running this executable is not launching the window exactly here. That is what I would like to know. That is what I would like to know indeed. Um, because we have a couple things, right? Okay, so we don't have this. We don't have like an app delegate. I don't know if we need one. Um, I don't know if we need one right now. We're not doing any of this metal stuff, right? So, but I'm a little surprised, right? Oh, here we go. This is interesting, right? So maybe we have to do some of these to get the window to show up. Um, and then the question is like, okay, how do I do that? Uh, how do I like what content view do I set it to? Like in the meantime here, until we set up this sort of metal stuff. I don't know. Um, Again, he does like all the memory init in here. It's fine. That's just fine with me. It's a lot of it is a lot of metal stuff. Um, some function pointers. I think like it probably doesn't matter. I think you want to like stay away from function pointers with like making super performant code is what I understand. Because I think that I think like invalidates like the instruction cache, but that's like a I don't really know, and that's like we have no business caring about that right now till we have the window open. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see here. I'm just trying to find any possible thing that could be the reason why the window's not opening, right? Okay, so this looks like heads code to. Oh no, here we go. Render commands array. Yes. So I think the way does it is he has in he's sort of like in software is doing the Z buffering to be able to batch stuff and like squeeze out some performance that way. We're not doing things that way, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Um, mm, mm, mm. Is there anything in the memory init we need to care about? I don't think so. This all looks like game player logic that we don't really care. So let's see here. This is all sound stuff. Um, oh, interesting. The view delegate has some texture atlases inside of it. That I don't quite understand. I don't quite know this like delegate stuff in Apple Land. I kind of like think I think it's just like these are like event handler objects so that they can be handling things concurrently with like the main object, right? I might call that the master object, but you might not. um, it does appear that's like a bunch of he's like dumping a bunch of stuff into it. Just interesting. It is a metal view delegate. Oh no, I don't know why it's doing this double stuff. Uh, I'm not quite sure why. Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of a problem. There's no smoking gun here, as as Claude would say. Um. So I would think I'm gonna guess like it's like these two, right? I'm gonna guess like those two are the things we're kind of looking for. Uh. So then we do like let's just try that one. Oh, there we go. What you working on? Welcome to the stream, Louise Streams 12. This is Escape Velocity, my handmade game in C. Um, this is the Mac port of it. Right now, not much of a looker, is it? But we did successfully open a window, so that's pretty awesome. Um, okay, how do I? Uh-oh. How do I get out of this? There we go. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Um, that's actually pretty huge. That opened the window. Um, which means we can kind of cross off that the list of like what are the additional, it's not a build problem. Like it was like literally just we needed this thing. So I'm still like not super comfortable with the Objective C syntax here. When you're like doing uh methods on something, like this is just like weird looking to me, right? This kind of like a toast. My C++ mind cannot comprehend what the hell is going on there. Opening uh, black full screen window. So that's pretty good. Now, a couple things, right? Could go ahead and try to pull in the metal stuff right now, or I think it probably makes sense to. I've only got like 5 minutes here. Um, I would like to start trying to get this to compile with the rest of the code base, which is going to involve hella if defing around. God, why is it doing that? Hella if defing everything. Um, so we will have to figure that out. In include file expected unqualified ID. I did not like that. So I guess we like try to build, and we'll see all the places. I guess it's not even going to make it out of this first object file, most likely. Is the problem? Let me think. This might be a little bit more complicated. It might make more sense to do the metal thing first. To know what exactly it is that we are pulling in everywhere. Unfortunately. Okay, so let's do it in that order, just to save myself the heartache here. So we're gonna go grab the headers for metal stuff, and we'll just like try to like barely start this part, because I'm sure this will take up a big chunk of time here. We don't need that right now. Um, so so uh for the most part, I think the goal of this is just kind of to pull all of like the metal stub code in here, maybe. Um, maybe even to oh, because we just there's a couple things we're trying to understand. Number one is what are the objects in abstractions that I need in metal that correspond to like all of the different Direct 3D 11 things that I've been using, that I've built kind of the existing game around. Uh, well, that's really it. It was trying to figure all of that out, and then I can kind of shimmy all of that stuff into my sort of common common platform layer model, figure out what goes where and how. So going to need to understand a couple things, right? So it looks like, if we look at the at metal here, um, do I not have? I think I have these stuff here. Um, um, so it looks like there's like Ted creates like a second rect just to give to metal basically. And then there's some sort of metal view, right? Um, maybe there's some magic here where metal hands more of the resizing stuff than D3D. Unclear. Uh, what is this render commands thing? What actually is that? I think this might be um that's really annoying that it's doing that. That the LSP cannot just pick one. Uh, oh man, I forget how I do. Is it Mason? Because it almost seems like I have two LSPs attached for some reason, which would be dumb, but it's possible. All right, I'm gonna call that for today. I have to go to the bathroom again. So thank you very much for joining me. We'll continue on with this over the next.